Okay, I feel like I won the lottery. If you have not tried Andrew Lessman's vitamins, where have you been? Not only does he make and manufacture the world's finest vitamins, we get a bonus today's special. And I have to say, we've certainly aware of the challenges of this last year, but regardless, I think we can all agree on one thing. We need to take better care of ourselves. I know certainly this is a time of year that historically we think of our better health anyway, whether it's stress or travel. And this year has made it more abundantly clear that you need to be taking the world's finest multivitamin. And Andrew does it in a way for over 4 decades, no additives of any kind, made with the energy of the sun, money back guarantee until the end of January, but listen to this. His Essential One, which is already the best multivitamin, 1 pill a day solution that stands head and shoulders above anything else in the industry. It's like getting the best vitamin D and the best vitamin B and the best vitamin C in the world as part of the multivitamin. But he's doing a launch. He has for the first time added CoQ10. You know, it's interesting because I've known Andrew for over 20 years and he used to say that CoQ10 is like a little mini multivitamin. So if you are tuning in, Andrew, of course, our wonderful guest expert, health and wellness, foremost expert in America, will give you all the details. But basically you just make 2 choices. Price goes away at midnight and this is a special configuration. So you choose your Essential One with either with the new edition of the CoQ10 or if you want that amazingly one-of-a-kind formula, you can do it without CoQ10. So real quickly, on the 50, 100, 200, or 400, this is where our pricing goes. Here's our pricing today. Here are your savings. Wow. It's really a buy one, get one free, because honestly, you would spend more for the CoQ10 than you're spending for the whole formula. But just in this case, without the CoQ10, it's literally buy one, get one, because remember, this is where our price goes. But most of us, and Rick, am I close in saying more than 3/4 of the people who have chosen this today are doing the 400 with the CoQ10? Okay, that's what I'm getting during this show. So once more, the 50, 100, 200, or 400. But guys, you would spend more for the addition of the CoQ10 for the first time ever than you're getting now. Here's where pricing goes. It's actually better than a buy one, get one. Because remember, even the 200 will be at about $200. It's $159.90 with a money back guarantee. Even on that 400 count, that's a $200 savings. But without further ado, if you could hear, I'm sorry. See, I get so excited. I love Andrew. Like I said, you know, Andrew really, if you haven't met him before, he is HSN's #1 brand, and he actually started on QVC, our sister family. And he actually offered this yesterday, and it completely sold out. Well, I have to be honest, and I'm kind of putting words in his mouth, but here at HSN, he has a special place in his heart for us. So he secured and reserved a select number of quantities for us. And when I think of all of the challenges that we have in life, whether it's this year or otherwise, this is that little black dress. This is that one size fits all. This is that one cornerstone of fitness that you really cannot afford to pass up. You know, I think a lot of us have had regrets in life. This is something you never regret. And incidentally, if you are someone, and I know Andrew's gonna go through all of this, but if you're someone, sorry about that, Charlie. Look at him, I'm moving like the wind, like a ninja. When we compare it to what is really available in the market, this is typically what we might find. And you know what, this is really almost not a fair comparison, only in as much as, first of all, they have additives, they're rock hard tablets, they even show up on x-rays, you know, because again, your body can't utilize his amazing formulations unless your body can release the formulations. And what really makes his so special, now this happens to be the version with the CoQ10, and the reason I know that is that lovely color is thanks to God's gift and ingredients. So remember, all easy on the stomach, all easy to digest, all made with the energy of the sun, and pricing that is only good for today. So let me do one other quick thing before we get Andrew out here. And I have to say, it is such a privilege to have him as part of our HSN family. But just as an example, so here, of course, I'm just gonna jump around. Actually, you know what, guys, I got the chart right here. You would spend as much for the CoQ10 as you would spend for the entire formulation. Now, this happens to be the 400 cap size, and let's just talk about some of the cornerstone. I mean, they're all wonderful in terms of their formulation. But when I said it's like getting a separate vitamin D done in a way that no one else does, that's almost $80. The B12, and again, a lot of people get vitamin B12 shots, the vitamin B done in an absorbable fashion that no one else in the world does. That's almost $80. Vitamin C. If you bought Andrew's vitamin C product separately, like I have for years, he's giving you that. So these are like all bonuses, if you want to look at it that way. The calcium, another $40, and then the magnesium. So just those additions would total up to about $80, and that's on that 400 cap size. But you know, at the end of the day, when we talk about thousands of reviews, in fact, I think there are, I'm just gonna double check on my sheet. I think there are almost 4,000, yeah, almost 4,000 reviews on this. He's our #1 brand here at HSN with the lowest return rate. When you think of a multivitamin, generally people can't wait to say negative things. Oh, it upset my stomach, or I couldn't tell a difference. I really want to encourage you to read those reviews because, again, #1 brand, lowest return rate. I think in light of everything that's happened this year, this has now gone on to be his #1 product. And we haven't even talked about the biotin and all the other additional benefits. But when you read those reviews, they read like love letters. Over 3,200 of them are perfect 5 stars. So as we get Andrew ready, please remember free shipping, unconditional money back guarantee until the end of January. And remember, it is this show only. Andrew was kind enough to join us for this surprise and bonus today's special. He snuck in some of my favorites as well with that great pricing. But remember that today's special, of course, officially expires at midnight. And it is always a privilege to have with me my friend for over 20 years, over 4 decades in the industry, making the world's finest vitamins. Andrew, how good to see you.
It's great to see you, Shannon. Happy holidays to you and to everyone out there. Merry Christmas coming up, just a few days away. And hopefully a healthier year for all of us coming up. And this is, I thought, the perfect product to introduce everyone to around the holidays, because we get started on all sorts of different ambitious New Year's resolutions, and they're often difficult to keep. This is the one New Year's resolution that fills all the gaps in our diet in terms of vitamins, minerals, carotenoids. And it's the one that is painless, easy, requires no discipline to keep. This will be easy to swallow. It won't upset your stomach. And when you said before that it's like your little black dress, I always use that example for me as well.
I would love to see that, by the way. You know, that's a whole separate show.
Yes.
You know, Andrew, what's really interesting about what you do, though, the word is really getting out. I think certainly this is a year that has caused all of the world to realize how valuable our health is. And certainly there is no better platform with which to do it with Essential One. And the fact that you already made the world's finest multivitamin, the fact that you do it in a way that no one else does, to add the choice or the option to get that CoQ10, thank you so much for doing that. It is now truly one of a kind.
And as we always say, CoQ10, if your body couldn't make trace amounts of CoQ10, it would be the most important vitamin. The only reason CoQ10 is technically not a vitamin is because your body can make a little bit of it. And a definition of a vitamin is a nutrient that you require that's essential, but your body can't make. But CoQ10, your body can make small amounts. As we age, even less. If you take most medications, far less. Things like cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, antidepressants, drugs for high blood pressure, drugs for blood sugar, drugs for osteoporosis, all these drugs impact our CoQ10 levels. And no wonder their most common side effect is fatigue. So CoQ10 is just indispensable for all energy production. So it almost belongs, if there was enough space, in a multivitamin. Also, as you could see, as inexpensive as the added CoQ10 is in this product, it doubles the price of the product. So CoQ10, the product on its own, Essential One, is less than 20 cents a day. And this is a brand new version of Essential One. We introduced it yesterday. It's actually been available for a short while at HSN. But we did a Today Special value at QVC for the first time in over 25 years. And about 26 years ago, our Today Special value at QVC was Essential One. So almost 26 years later, we brought back our Essential One, but I could never. My home is here at HSN. I started for 5.5 years at QVC, but my home is here at HSN. So as much as it was important to share this with the folks at QVC, I couldn't do an event like that without sharing it at HSN. So
well, and
we sold it out completely there. So over 60,000 units were gone in the afternoon, by the afternoon.
Well, we thank you so much for doing this for so many reasons. You know, I give thanks to you for my good health, and you know, let's face it, as we get older, you know, things change, but one thing remains clear. This is a way to empower yourself to really essential or better health in a way that is, in my own opinion, impossible to say no to. Because again, no additives of any kind and a price that is good for today and today only. You know, I often say things in life are guided, and this is the most opportunistic way for you to not only try the world's finest vitamin, and remember, you choose now what is Andrew's #1 product with an unconditional money-back guarantee until the end of January, and free shipping and special sizes. So you can choose that one-of-a-kind multivitamin, or you can do it for the first time ever with the addition of the CoQ10. And you really can't make a bad decision here, whether you go with one of the smaller sizes just to try, money back guarantee, or if you do what most of us are doing and get that 400 count, most of us are gravitating to that CoQ10. So Andrew, I'm kind of curious. You already make the world's finest vitamins. What is the sidebar story? For you to include this, I mean, that's really a big headliner. Was that something that you had planned before this year?
Not at all. Originally, this was just going to be an Essential 1 Today Special because we changed Essential 1. We almost tripled the levels of biotin. We dramatically almost doubled the levels of vitamin C. So it would have been a huge event just announcing the transformation of Essential 1. This is probably the 20th version of Essential 1 in the 41 years that I've been making it. So that would have been enough. But while we were at it, busy working on this new version of Essential 1, I thought, that we might as well try to see if we could do a version, and it wouldn't be a standard version. It would be something perhaps once a year because it's not easy to accomplish. Could we fit another 100 milligrams of CoQ10 into what is already the world's most advanced multivitamin? And I'll go through why. For any number of reasons, this product, there's nothing like it that you'll find in any store, that you'll find online, anywhere. There are so many things that we were the first to do. We remain the only company doing it. So if you want a multivitamin that's worth your investment, and here you're talking about less than 20 cents a day, if you want something that's worth the investment, and not just the typical multivitamin that's minimum levels, that's a rock-hard tablet, that's hard to swallow, will upset your stomach, contains artificial colors, which all the leading brands contain artificial colors, which is just appalling to me. But if you want something that's different, it's going to have to be Essential 1, and different in a way that delivers the benefits. If you want a multivitamin that delivers in a way that improves your vitamin D level, that delivers B12 that can actually be absorbed, that delivers folic acid that everyone could utilize, because most of us struggle with using folic acid at all. I can't use typical folic acid. I lack the gene to metabolize it, and most of us do have issues with it. But the form of folic acid that's in my product, every person could use because it's the natural form. Folic acid on its own is not the form that our body uses. So we deliver it in the form that everyone can use and doesn't have to convert. But every single ingredient, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, you will not find another leading multivitamin that contains all three. Some contain one, and they contain small trace amounts, but no one contains all three. So there's nothing like this multivitamin that you'll find anywhere. And you'd normally think that with all the extra ingredients, with all the special forms of ingredients, with a purity that's 100% pure, we don't use any manufacturing additives at all, that it's in a capsule, which is more expensive than doing things in a tablet, that not only would we be dramatically more expensive, but we probably have to have lower levels too, because we couldn't have better quality and better quality ingredients and also higher quantity. But you'd actually be mistaken, because we also give you more of all the key nutrients. We give you more vitamin D, more vitamin C, more vitamin B1, B2, B5, B6, more biotin, much more B12, all the things you need at the levels you and your doctor and the science says that you require.
Well, and done in a way that truly no one else does. It's interesting because we talk about how your reviews are not robo-reviews. We talk about other people who make multivitamins, and no one makes a multivitamin in this way. And to be more particular, we don't even do this in terms of the addition of the CoQ10. So today we are celebrating everyone watching this show, and of course, Andrew Lessman, and I would love for you to try this. This is one you need to do. You do, and I know it's a pretty bold statement, but as we transition into 2021 and brighter shores, brighter skies ahead, regardless of the situation, you know, the thing is, Andrew, I try to do my utmost best in terms of eating right and getting to the gym, but even if I'm having one of those off days, I look at this as kind of that little insurance policy. I always feel like at least I'm doing this. At least I'm really kind of giving myself the tools or the keys to the kingdom, the opportunity to have that good health at my fingertips.
And you're saying that it's not as though you're making an outlandish statement of your opinion. Because if you read the science, reliable, conservative science, folks like the Journal of the American Medical Association or Harvard School of Public Health, Council for Responsible Nutrition, on and on and on, they're going to say that it's basic common sense that all of us, and they use the word all, should take a daily multivitamin with minerals. So it's basic common sense. And if someone is delivering a multivitamin, as I do, that is designed to ensure that you benefit, not a rock-hard tablet that you struggle to digest, but an ultrafine powder where the contents are immediately available. I don't burden you with any additional additives. I don't give you forms of nutrients that aren't bioavailable or bioactive, synthetic B12 or synthetic folic acid, forms that require conversion to be naturally active in your body. We don't do that. We deliver the natural forms. We deliver at the levels that are going to be meaningful. Perfect example, vitamin D. Typical multivitamin is 400 IU, at most 1,000. Recently they changed. We're at 2,000. And 2,000 because that's a meaningful level that if you read the research, you talk to your doctor, that's what your doctor wants you to get. And guess what? Normally it requires you take a separate vitamin D, but you get it for free in Essential 1. 200 milligrams of vitamin C. Natural vitamin E, all the leading brands that deliver synthetic vitamin E, which is inherently less beneficial, less active, and I actually think problematic. So when you look at this, there's no comparison. And even if you think about the reviews, as Shannon was just mentioning, the robo-reviews, there are sites out there where we all know the reviews are generated by computers and different things. They're not actual reviews from actual customers who purchased and used the product. Not the case here. So there's about 3,700 reviews. Almost 3,300 of them are 5-star. So that means almost 90% of the reviews are 5-star reviews. And if you look at just positive reviews, you're looking at 97, 98%. Typically, multivitamins don't get great reviews. They're hard to swallow. They upset people's stomach. The most common complaint is that I never feel anything when I take it. I never notice anything when I take it. You could read my reviews. Not only the people who are using it noticing it, their doctors are seeing differences in their vitamin D levels and their B12 levels and different attributes and aspects of their blood tests. So it's designed to make a difference. It's designed to where you feel a difference, but it's designed to only do so without causing you any problems at all, and also to do it incredibly affordably, despite being more pure, better quality ingredients, higher potency, more important ingredients, so we're more comprehensive, we're higher levels, more pure, better quality ingredients. It's still less than 20 cents a day. And if you compare apples to apples, it is so much more affordable than even the cheapest vitamin you'll find in any discount store in the world, because that vitamin would have to be free, because we're giving you 5 times more of most of the B vitamins, I think 25, 30 times more of B12. We're giving you more than double the vitamin C. We're giving you 5 times more of typical vitamin D. Their product would have to be free to even compare to this product, and their product would still be a problem.
Well, I mean, that's really true. And I think you have such a smart customer. I mean, they obviously, the most valuable gift that Andrew gives to us is, of course, that knowledge. And the truth is, knowledge is power, but unless you try it for yourself, you really can't experience what we call the Andrew Lessman difference. And I say that in such a bold fashion. I really do want you to try this. I almost double dog dare you to not love it, especially if you've tried someone else's vitamins. And I know we've got a little comparison here, but just a little housekeeping. If you are channel surfing, this was a bonus or a surprise visit from Andrew Lessman, our #1 brand. And he was actually on our sister network. We're family here on QVC. And he actually sold out very early in the day. But because his heart is with our HSN gals and guys out there, he reserved a select quantity for us, not only on the world's finest 1 pill a day or finest multivitamin for that matter, at prices we are only doing until 12 midnight. So remember, you choose the 50, 100, 200, 400. Most of us are going there, but I will tell you this, abundantly. Most of those of us who are choosing it, I just ordered mine via that mobile app. That's very handy. Load that app on your phone. I got the 400 with the addition. First time ever with that CoQ10 for so many reasons. I used to buy his vitamin D. I still buy vitamin D separately and vitamin B, et cetera. But I want the addition of that CoQ10. So here again, you can see it's like a buy one, get one. And that savings is only good for today. So just kind of keep that in mind with an unconditional money back guarantee until the end of January. So you literally are it's like a BOGO. You are really doubling your capsules for less than you will spend for the 200 as we move forward. And Andrew, it's interesting. I know there's so much science and so many reviews to get to, whether it's the science that backs this up or the reviews that speak for themselves. Most of us have tried a multivitamin at some point. And when I said earlier that there are a lot of multivitamins out there done by second or third party manufacturers, it is important that people know this is the heartbeat of what you do. I mean, you create these. You're not, a Kleenex manufacturer that decided to make multivitamins in that, that grocery store aisle. And that's important for people to know.
Yeah, a couple of things. We are unique in that we make all our products. The majority, not the majority, you think 51%. I think it's closer to 80 or 90% of all the vitamins you would get are made by contract manufacturers. What that means is they're companies that just manufacture potentially hundreds, if not thousands of formulas for dozens of different companies. So most vitamin companies that you think of are not vitamin companies. They're manufacturing companies. They're not manufacturing companies. They're sales or marketing companies. And they rely on manufacturers to meet the bid for whatever formula. We make and design everything ourselves. No one else has the capabilities of doing what we do, where we manufacture everything free of additives. I moved my company to the desert of Nevada so we can have a broader range of formulas we could make. And also, by being in Nevada, that's why we can get so much. The low humidity enables us to get so much nutrition into a small, easy to swallow capsule and do so without any additives at all. But I was going to read some science. Hopefully it's not too boring. As I say, more important than my products, the research is crystal clear that the more informed you are about your health, the healthier you are. So it's incumbent on all of us to become educated and informed about the healthy decisions we make. So I hope that you just don't get the product, that you try to get the information that makes the product special. And so I'm just going to go through some charts here. We'll also do some charts in a little while to go through the difference because it's higher in potency of all key nutrients than any of the leading multivitamins you see. So this is from a journal called Nutrients. Talks about adequate amounts are essential, and we're talking about the micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals to ensure the proper function of physical barriers and immune cells, talking about the immune system. However, daily micronutrient intakes necessary to support immune function may have to be higher than current recommended dietary allowances. The minimums don't do it when it comes to immune system function, and that's why we don't deliver the minimums. We deliver what the science says you need. Overall, the prevalence of inadequacy, meaning a percentage of population below the estimated average requirement, in 4 out of 5 key immune nutrients is substantial. Specifically, 45% of the US population was inadequate in vitamin A, 46% for vitamin C, and these are the minimum levels, mind you. 95% for vitamin D, 95%. 84% for vitamin E, 15% for zinc. You'll find about 85 or 90% for B12. So dietary supplements can help address the nutrient inadequacy for these immune-supporting nutrients, demonstrated by a lower prevalence of individuals getting that requirement. But it goes on to say, I moved the charts around. Where was the other chart? We'll get there. Here we go. A multivitamin mineral supplement that offers 100% of the RDA, typical vitamins, can fill the nutrient gaps of most essential nutrients for immune health, but may fall short of optimal levels required by scientific groups for vitamin C and vitamin D in particular. In other words, the minimum levels aren't the levels required to deliver the benefits that experts say you require for immune support. But if you look at my product, that vitamin C 200, that's what we just changed the formula to deliver. So you get 200 milligrams, like practically a separate product, in our multivitamin. Vitamin D, they recommend 1,500 to 2,000. In our multivitamin, you get 2,000. And as you dig deeper and deeper into the levels they recommend, that's the levels we require and we deliver across the board. And the typical multivitamin doesn't come close. From the Journal of the American Medical Association, recent evidence has shown that suboptimal levels, not adequate levels of vitamins, are health risk factors. It's not a statement you want to read because most of us have suboptimal levels. Most people do not consume an optimal amount of all vitamins by diet alone. Fruits and vegetables are the main dietary source of many vitamins. A recent survey showed that only 20 to 30% of the population actually meets this goal. And we're talking about the minimal goal. So if you talk about a really healthy goal, we're down into single digits percents, meaning that over 90% of us are not being successful. Pending strong evidence of effectiveness from randomized trials, it appears prudent for all adults to take vitamin supplements. Multivitamins are recommended rather than individual vitamins because multivitamins are simpler to take and cheaper than the individual vitamins taken separately, and because a large proportion of the population needs supplements of more than one vitamin. And that's the Journal of the American Medical Association. These are not a vitamin supplement marketing group. They are very, very conservative. Council for Responsible Nutrition, a broad multivitamin with minerals can provide excellent nutritional insurance, which is what we all need nowadays. It would make good sense to recommend, and this is guidance to a doctor, routine use of a multivitamin with minerals for all adults, but especially for the elderly, to compensate for recognized nutritional shortfalls and to avoid the consequences of inadequate intakes of essential nutrients. For millions of Americans who struggle with diet and nutrition, basically all of us, a daily multivitamin provides a safe, affordable, and reliable means of filling nutrition gaps and promoting overall health. Journal of the American Dietetic Association, most Americans do not consume the amount and types of foods necessary to meet recommended micronutrient intakes, vitamin, mineral, carotenoid intakes. As a result of low intakes of nutrient-rich foods and sedentary lifestyles, many Americans are falling short of vitamin and mineral recommendations. From the National Institute of Health Office of Dietary Supplements, taking a multivitamin mineral supplement increases nutrient intakes and helps people get the recommended amounts of vitamins and minerals when they cannot or do not meet the needs from food alone. Harvard School of Public Health, and sorry, hopefully this isn't boring. Hopefully this is compelling. True, a healthy diet should provide nearly all the nutrients you need. It doesn't because of the way we eat, but many people don't eat the healthiest of diets. That's why even with the healthiest of diets, you're not getting the vitamin D you need, you're not getting the biotin you need. That's why a multivitamin can help fill in the gaps and may have added health benefits. When it comes to micronutrients, many Americans get less than the adequate amounts according to criteria set by the Institute of Medicine. For example, here we go. More than 90% of Americans get less than the estimated average requirement for vitamin D. That's the minimum level. 90% of us miss out. And vitamin E from food sources alone. So 90% on those nutrients. Many older people have trouble absorbing vitamin B12 from food. That's why our B12 is different, so it can be absorbed. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2010, in fact, recommends that people over the age of 50 eat foods fortified with B12 or take a B12 supplement. Our government is recommending that. Most of us don't know that. I'll just do one more and then we'll come back to these. From Harvard School of Public Health, a daily multivitamin and maybe an extra vitamin D supplement, which you likely don't need with mine because it has 2,000 IU, is a good way to make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need to be healthy. A daily multivitamin is an inexpensive nutrition insurance policy. Try to take one every day. That's from the Harvard School of Public Health. Again, a very, very conservative organization. And then it talks about the forms of nutrients. Certain forms of nutrients are more likely than others to contribute to nutrient adequacy based on their molecular structure and chemical formula. That's our vitamin C, that's our B12, that's our folic acid, different from everyone else's. Other issues of supplement selection, such as chemical form, can affect both the adverse effects and efficacy. Sorry, I just love the science. A continuous supply of water-soluble vitamins is necessary to avoid deficiency. And even in otherwise healthy adults, water-soluble vitamin deficiency, that's like the B vitamins, results in fatigue, anxiety, irritability, sleeplessness, and impaired memory and ability to concentrate. So we'll leave it on that one. And the B vitamins, that's what we deliver, multiples of the levels that are found in all the leading multivitamins, because they're so critical to neurological function, brain function, heart health, immune system function, and energy level.
Well, they
Sorry,
are.
I rambled there.
Never, never. I mean, because I know knowledge is power, as we keep saying. But Charlie, just as a friendly reminder, and I know Andrew will circle back to this as well, all of those medical journals and charts and Harvard School of Medicine, et cetera, et cetera. We've only got 14 minutes left. Okay, thank you. So only 14 minutes left. But all of that science aside, I mean, we can have all good intentions, but if that's what I'm faced with taking, you know, the prospect of taking something like that, a rock hard tablet, to get all of those essential ingredients, which by the way, not only are they compressed and they're not made or liberated in the way that Andrew does, you're not getting the levels. And also, even here at HSN, you will not be getting this price after this show. So remember, today's special is just that. That price goes away at midnight. So once more, two choices to make. Do you want his #1 product? This is the #1 brand here at HSN with the lowest return rate for a reason. But this is really, I call it the keys to the kingdom. This is really setting you up for success. So you can choose it with the launch, the addition of the CoQ10. You can choose it with that amazing formulation without, in the 50, 100, 200, or 400. Here's where pricing goes. Here's where pricing is today. And here's your savings. Any way you stack it, it is just a bargain beyond compare. I hate to even, you know, use that kind of phrasing because you can't put a price on your own health. I mean, certainly this year has taught us that. This is the CoQ10, the addition of the CoQ10 that launched for the very first time. When we think about energy at a fundamental level, plus a whole myriad of other amazing, essential, good life, healthy experiences, he added that. And basically, you'd spend as much money for the CoQ10 as you're spending for the Essential One. But that being said, 50, 100, 200, or 400. And of course, part of the reason most of us are gravitating to that 400 is, you know, I buy CoQ10 separately. You're getting that along with vitamin D and vitamin B and C and magnesium. But more importantly, you're getting the best savings we have ever seen in Andrew's better than 2-decade history here at HSN, 4 decades in the industry, and still better than ever before. So again, it's literally like a BOGO, like a buy one, get one free. Money back guarantee until the end of January. And I know you're seeing it rotate along with a lot of information at the bottom of your screen, but 5-pay flex pay as well. So certainly we're all aware of our different levels of budgetary concerns in this last year. You can't say no to this, in my own opinion. I mean, this is a time, certainly in history, but if it's made you more aware of just how you value your health, it really is hard to say no to the world's finest vitamin, especially for the kind of savings that he is doing for one day and one day only. So I would love to recommend it to you. I really, and I certainly hope that you're taking advantage of it. And Andrew, I know we keep referring back to the reviews, but boy, for people to rave about a multivitamin, usually people can't wait to say, oh, this hurt my stomach, or I didn't like it. I mean, it's just amazing what people say, isn't it?
More often than not, people are more inclined to post a negative review and to warn people than to post a positive review. The reason why I've learned over the years why folks, we have a couple of 100,000 reviews on my products. They average 4.7 stars. This product, about 3,700 reviews with almost 3,300 of them 5-star reviews. The reason why we get such frequent reviews is because vitamins have typically disappointed people. So I think for me, I tend to post a review kind of, as you said, as I just said, when you're warning someone, or when I'm just surprised, when I'm astounded at how great something is. And I think that's what happens with this multivitamin. We expect to be disappointed. We expect to struggle to swallow it. We expect to be disappointed by something in the formula. We expect it to upset our stomach. So when it doesn't, and I think many people purchase this product thinking they'll be sending it back. And my products have by far the lowest return rate of any products at HSN. And that's because I make my products. People wonder why every one of my products is a customer pick. If I had a product that wasn't a customer pick, I'm doing a bad job. I have to go back and redesign that product until it pleases you. Because if it isn't a customer pick, I'm not doing a good job as a vitamin manufacturer developing my products. So that's why this product does so well in terms of reviews. It's designed to please you. It's designed based upon your feedback, based upon your requests. The levels are, yes, based upon the science, but it's also based upon your feedback. That's why we increase the biotin, increase the vitamin C. These are the things that when you communicate with my company, you're communicating basically effectively directly with me. And the formulas change in response. So when you look at a product like this, it's just designed to deliver the best experience possible. And when you're talking about the role that a multivitamin, multi-mineral product can play in everyone's health and well-being, it's a serious responsibility a company like mine takes on. Unfortunately, the makers of the leading multivitamins, I have to say, they don't take that responsibility seriously. They're not being accountable. If they were being accountable, their B12 would be in a different form, their vitamin E would be in a different form, their folic acid would be in a different form. Because the science is crystal clear that the forms they use are not as beneficial and they're just plain inferior. And if their goal is to benefit every potential person who purchases that product, then they have only one choice for the form of folic acid. And it's not folic acid, it's 5-MTHF. It's 5-methyltetrahydrofolate, the form your body uses. So we're different, but just because we're so different in terms of higher potency, because we deliver the levels you need to deal with what's going on in the world today, but we also deliver a level of purity that you should demand. Your product shouldn't have artificial colors and binders and fillers and waxes. You shouldn't have to swallow a rock and hope and pray you get a benefit. You should swallow a product and know it'll be easy to swallow. It will never upset your stomach. You're not being burdened with any other garbage in it, and you're just getting the forms and the levels that you, your doctor, that you'll be happy to have received and that you need, and the science underscores that you need. So before I keep going on and on, the reviews, as I said, this reviews speak more clearly than me. To imagine almost 4,000 people shared their reviews, and probably, out of 3,700 reviews, probably 3,550 or 3,600 were positive reviews of a multivitamin. I think that's more powerful than anything I could say. We don't remove negative reviews. We don't filter or edit the reviews. They're at hsn.com in all their glory. And I encourage you, if you don't believe me, the reviews were shared by folks who really were intent upon sharing the benefits and encouraging others to experience those benefits. But if we go quickly here to the reviews before I keep rambling on and on. Awesome product, doctor's impressed. As I always say, I'm proud of my products. Show them to your doctor. This is not alternative medicine. This is nutrition that every single human being requires. Your doctor will be thrilled. The nutrients that are in this product are the nutrients that would define a healthy diet if we were lucky enough to get them from our diet. Even my primary medical doctor was impressed with this. Having it in a powder form so my body can get all the vitamins instead of those hard, solid pills that end up passing through and out of your body before they are even all used. I noticed my doctor reading the label when I showed him the bottle, and he liked what he read. Must be a real item. I'll keep ordering this, that is for sure, from Ruston, California. By the way, we don't add the exclamation points. We don't add the capitals, like best multivitamins on the planet. I love, we didn't add the capital letters there, essential one with D3. Many multivitamins upset my stomach or are horse pills, which I cannot swallow. These are the perfect size and have an incredibly high level of potency per pill. I love listening to Andrew, as he is so knowledgeable, thank you, on vitamins and nutrition. I say this as a chemist that works for the largest vitamin manufacturer in the world, okay, who supply manufacturers like Andrew. So I would know. The clock was blocking that. Best multivitamin I've found. My whole family takes Essential 1, and we love it. It doesn't upset the stomach, it's easy to swallow, and we love that it's one capsule. I feel like all of Andrew's products are awesome, and I have a lot of them. I love when he is on air because I learn so much about all the supplements and what they do for the body. Thanks, Andrew, from Skyly in California. And hopefully, my shows aren't the only source of information you get about health and well-being. Hopefully it encourages you to do independent research on your own, because as I said, some of the most exciting and compelling research on health and well-being is that the more we learn about health, so the more time we spend educating ourselves, reading, learning about health, learning about diet and the different things we can do, that's directly related to how healthy we are. So again, if exercise is something you struggle with, if diet is something you struggle with, if all you do is take an interest in your health, positive actions will follow. So again, take advantage of that research. Just become more informed about your health, and you will, just by sort of a natural process, you will become healthier. But do a couple more reviews here. And now living happier and healthier. I have always struggled taking vitamins because of the nausea factor. Since trying Essential One, I have never looked back. It doesn't matter what time of day, with or without food, they do not bother me. And by the way, this is despite it being higher in potency than the ones that bother people's stomachs. And just recently, I convinced my husband to try them, and he is now using them too. We never miss a day. I have more energy and feel better than I have ever in a very long time. We both also take additional supplements in this line, and nothing bothers us. Thank you, Andrew Lessman and HSN, for helping us to be happier and healthier. We'll do one more. Great multivitamin. I've been using a few of Andrew Lessman's vitamins for quite some time now, and this is one that I don't want to be without. The quality and ease of taking makes his products so much better than the drugstore ones. I really like that they are gentle on the stomach and not filled with so many added ingredients that are not good for you. They are more pricey, not today, and if you really consider what's in them, they are far, far less expensive than even the cheapest vitamin, because we have 5-6 times the B vitamins, we have about 30 times the B12, we have about 5 times the vitamin D, we have about 40 times the biotin. So even if we're a tiny bit more expensive, which at 20 cents a capsule, it would only be a tiny bit, we're actually less expensive. They are more pricey, but in my opinion, are worth it. Thank you, Andrew, for continuing to bring us wonderful vitamins.
Well, that really says it all, indeed. And it's funny, Andrew, while you were sharing those reviews, my director caught me shopping. That's one of the advantages. You know that's true.
I'm glad to give you the time to shop.
Yes,
my pleasure.
Thank you for reading those charts, because I'm having some, I'm delivering some to my parents with that delivery direct. So thank you. Thank you for the time to give me to shop. But now is the time for you to shop as well. And I just really want to encourage you, whether you're new to HSN or whether you are already an avid fan like I am, you will discover that Andrew Lessman difference. And there is no better time than the present, more certainly no better product than his Essential One, done only until 12 midnight at this price. So remember, for the first time ever, he is including that CoQ10. Now you can choose, do you want his already world's finest multivitamin without the inclusion of the CoQ10 in the 50, 100, 200, or 400, or are you going to do what most of us are doing? And of the over 13,000 sold here, remember it sold out at QVC yesterday, but Andrew has a special place in his heart for all of us HSN gals and guys, but he reserved a few in terms of inventory for us because he's the manufacturer. Most of us are doing that 400 count. Huge savings. You would spend more for that CoQ10 than you would for just even your Essential One. Really a buy one, get one if you look at that pricing chart. And with a money back guarantee until the end of January, and 5-pay flex pay on everything too, by the way. Please don't wait another moment. I mean, certainly in a year that has taught us, if nothing else, how valuable our health is and how you truly can't put a price on that. This, for me, has been like that little insurance policy, but really a platform and a reminder for me to try to do good things. Even if I don't, get to the gym, I always feel like, oh, at least I do this. And Andrew, it's sad that time does not permit us to really delve further into just all the multitude of benefits of CoQ10. But you are also instrumental in making that so wildly popular in America. It's nice to see them together like love and marriage.
Well, and again, this form with CoQ10, so the two formulas are identical. The Essential One components are both identical. One version just has 100 milligrams of added CoQ10. And many have asked, is 100 milligrams of CoQ10 enough to feel a difference? Well, my typical CoQ10 is 200 milligrams. But when I introduced CoQ10, and I introduced CoQ10, I believe, to America, I wasn't aware of anyone else offering it back in 1984 when I put it in my first product, but it was 30 milligrams. And everyone was getting incredibly excited about 30 milligrams of CoQ10. And by the way, the $80 extra that the CoQ10 represents in that 400 capsule supply, 20 cents a day in other words, that 20 cents a day is less expensive for 100 milligrams of CoQ10 today than 30 milligrams of CoQ10 cost back in 1984. And mind you, this special form with CoQ10, it's not going to be a standard formula. It's only going to be something that we will put together for special events like we just did for this weekend. So it's not something that you're going to see available on hsn.com in the future. So again, if you're interested in getting it, just so everybody knows, it will be going away this evening. And so we still, and what's great, we still have plenty available. Fortunately, we sold it out in the afternoon at QVC yesterday, but at least for the first time in over 25 years, our friends at QVC were able to enjoy the same multivitamin that you've been enjoying here at HSN for 25 years. And to anyone who's worried that I'm going to leave HSN and you're only going to see me on QVC, my home is here at the Home Shopping Network at HSN. So I'll visit QVC, but my home is still here, so no worries there. And this is why I couldn't do the special event I did at QVC without sharing it with everybody here at HSN at the same time.
Well, and that's the perfect way to describe it. You know how much we appreciate you and that you do that. But, you know, they say home is where the heart is, but this is something that we do want to share and spread the love with. I mean, I become, like Adam and Colleen and Michelle, a crusader for Andrew Lessman. And quite candidly, I'm just speaking for myself, although I know Colleen has said this as well, none of us as show hosts were vitamin people. I'll just tell you that right now. Andrew knows. We're like, oh, this vitamin guy.
No. I still remember, it was obviously over 25 years ago. I remember being in a small conference room and all of you were there and like, who is this vitamin dude? And I was talking all excited about my products and you guys weren't very enthusiastic, but what made you enthusiastic, it's funny. It's the same thing as everyone out there. You try the product, you think you're gonna send it back. And then you try it and it's actually different. And I think that's what happened. You all basically got converted when you started using the product and experiencing a difference that you never saw before. And especially CoQ10. CoQ10 is really that, CoQ10 should be the most important B vitamin. Technically, it's not a B vitamin because your body can make a small amount of it. But nothing is more functionally a B vitamin, more characteristically a B vitamin than CoQ10. So if you want to give your body the most important, critical, foundational tool for energy production, to kind of deal with all the modern challenges that life hands us, it's CoQ10. So if you can afford it, even my multivitamin, if you just look at taking it every other day or even every third day, it compares better than the typical multivitamins being taken every day. And of course, mine has no additives. Just in terms of vitamin D, you take it every other day, you're still getting as much or more vitamin D with mine. You could take mine once a month and you're still getting more vitamin B12 once a month than theirs taking it every single day. So it's an incredible value, however it fits into your budget, whether it's 20 cents a day or if you take it every other day, or if it's 40 cents a day with CoQ10. But mind you, you don't ever need to take, and in fact, you shouldn't take 2 capsules a day. It is designed as a 1-capsule formula. You could then add specialty formulas to it, whether it's an eye formula, an omega-3 formula, but this is the only multivitamin you need to take, and it's just the 20 cents or the 40 cents a day, never more, because you're getting everything you need at the proper levels.
Boy, you really are, and for only until 12 midnight, so if you are joining us and love Andrew Lessman, you know you want this, especially in this formulation. Again, time does not permit us to really kind of dissect all of the additional benefits, the biotin, the lutein. I mean, get it at home. That's all I can tell you. You will feel that Andrew Lessman difference. Remember, already they're the same, with the exception of the new launch, the addition of the CoQ10 on one of your choices. So I gotta go see, I'm so excited. Even my producer in my ear, he's like, Smith, you gotta move it. You gotta move it. So please don't hang up. Do continue to call. I'm so excited for you, especially if you're discovering this for the very first time. Well, Andrew Lessman, of course, world's finest vitamins here for over 25 years at HSN, over 4 decades of making the world's finest vitamins. And here's another example of the Andrew Lessman difference. And maybe you've been told, like I was told in the past, to take a fish oil, to take an omega product. Boy, unquestionably, all of those things that we said about Essential One, nobody makes a multivitamin. Andrew, I gotta tell you, the fish oil product, even in comparison to a multivitamin, this to me is so distinctive and so unique in terms of what it offers. And how it does it. But the price, again, is a special purchase. Andrew will actually honor this in 12 noon tomorrow, but of course, 5-pay flex pay, unconditional money-back guarantee until the end of January. Your sizes of 30, 60, 180, and 360. And boy, if the reviews don't speak love letters for this, do you know a 4.7 with, again, almost 4,000 reviews. Andrew, wow, 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 right?
What's interesting, it's almost the exact number of reviews and the exact number of 5-star reviews as Essential One. And frankly, it astounds me that any multivitamin could be, 97, 98% positive reviews. But even more astounding than that is that an omega-3 product, a fish oil product, can be the same thing. That a fish oil product can be over 80% 5-star reviews, closer to 85% 5-star reviews, and over 95% positive reviews. And that's again because when I set out to make a fish oil product, my only goal is to make the perfect fish oil product. And it's actually quite easy to do. It's not inexpensive to do, but it's quite easy to do if that is your goal. Unfortunately, the typical omega-3 product out there is their goal is to make an industrial commodity product. And what commodity means it's not differentiated, it's not special. They use the cheapest source, the cheapest form of industrial fish oil. And the funny thing is, most omega-3 products are synthetic, which seems odd that I should say that. How could fish oil be synthetic? Well, yes, they start with fish oil, but then they process it and they modify it and they turn it into a form which isn't the triglyceride form, the natural form. They turn it into a form that's synthetic, that's less active, that as your body processes it actually liberates trace amounts of ethanol, ethyl alcohol. So as much as we are completely different from everything on the market in terms of our multivitamin, I sound like a broken record, but it's exactly the same thing here, that this product is designed in really respecting what you require. And if we look at what your body's structure is, which function follows structure. So if we look at our structure of our body, our brain happens to be mostly fat. In fact, our brain is about 2/3 fat by weight, 2/3 fat by weight, almost exclusively, entirely DHA. The phospholipids in your brain, almost entirely DHA. And DHA is the omega-3 we focus on in this product. DHA is the secondary omega-3 in most products. And again, the natural triglyceride form, in most products it's an ethyl ester form. And then, even though they're delivering it incorrectly in terms of their being synthetic, improper balance, focusing on EPA, again, those products will upset your stomach. They'll be hard to swallow. They'll cause nausea. They'll have fishy repeats. Mine does not. So it's what I always say, my job is to try to educate what makes a product a good product and then differentiate. So all I need to tell you is some of the characteristics of the typical products out there and what we do differently, and hopefully the choice becomes simple. And yes, there are some better omega-3 products on the market, but you don't see them in a typical supermarket, discount store. They're mostly the commodity products that are made by a handful of companies. They're contract manufacturers making thousands of products for hundreds of companies. We make this ourselves. That's why it is so different, so unique. In fact, the fish oil we use is custom made, custom balanced, custom produced for us. And we designed that because we follow the science.
We do indeed. In fact, you know what, Andrew, I'm just going to line some of these competitors up. I mean, to your point, you can actually see the difference, if nothing else. I mean, good grief, you look at some of these and it just almost makes your stomach hurt just looking at them. I mean, doesn't it? Oh!
And when you look at the little one on the right, that's like the little vitamin that can. We're roughly half the size. The ones you have on the set there are roughly 300 to 350 milligrams of omega-3 per capsule. We are 500, so we might be littler, and we are milder. We have, not that we reduce fishiness, we have no fishiness. So we'll be easy to swallow because we're about 60% the size of their capsules, so we're much smaller than those capsules. But we also deliver more. So we deliver about 50% more omega-3. So again, kind of like my Essential One. Smaller pill, smaller capsule, but we deliver more. Smaller omega-3, but we deliver more. And we deliver it in the form that your body needs, the levels you require, and focusing at DHA. And DHA, as important as DHA is to the brain, And I always use this as an example. We know how critically important calcium is to our bones, but calcium isn't even close to the percentage of your bone that DHA is to your brain, or that DHA is to the retina, the macular region of your eye. So we know how critical calcium is to our bones. And we know omega-3 and even DHA is even more critical, an even greater structural component for our brain and for our eyes. And we know that we don't have the ability to make DHA. Your body cannot make it. So if you're not being delivered omega-3s, you're going to suffer the consequences. And when you look at the key structure and the key functions that it's required for, you wouldn't want to be selling your body short. So whether it's my omega-3 or not, it's something we need to get on a daily basis, either from oily fish, cold water fish, or we need to be getting an omega-3 supplement. And even a bad omega-3 supplement is better than nothing.
Absolutely. So again, special purchase and special savings thanks to this little surprise bonus visit. Hopefully you are still calling on our today's special. Remember, that does expire at midnight. So just choose 30, 60, 180, or 360. All right. This is such a fun show. Boy, has Andrew Lessman jam-packed this next power hour with goodies. Of course, as we move into the next hour, we will have an encore of our today's special, but I'm sure it'll be more of an abbreviated presentation. And this is it for Andrew. Thank goodness for him. Not only does he make the world's finest vitamins, a time where we're checking people off our list, make sure that you put yourself on there. You should put yourself first, or otherwise you can't help anybody else. Best way to do that is with great health. And how about a way, certainly in a time when we've been Zooming and Skyping, and well, good example, I've got 2 cell phones out here. I mean, we're living on our devices, and our poor little eyes, it's a barrage, it's an onslaught. So in case you haven't heard about Ultimate Eye, you're gonna love it. Read those reviews. Just choose your size of choice, and the 30, the 60, the 180, or the 360, substantial savings. And Andrew, you know this is another one of my favorites.
Well, Ultimate Eye, if we're following a theme here, a multivitamin, the vitamins, the minerals, the carotenoids, those are things that your body can't make that we require. We don't get them from our diet. And as I read those scientific journals, truly underscoring how poorly we do in getting them from our diet. But it's not our fault when it comes to vitamin D and biotin and several other nutrients. They're just not available from our diet. And then omega-3s, unless you're eating cold water fish, you're not getting those from your diet. And then when we talk about this eye product basically follows the same theme. The 2 key components, lutein and zeaxanthin, that we deliver at 12 milligrams and 6 milligrams, ultra high potency, again, in their proper forms, but that 12 milligrams and 6 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin, our body can't make those ingredients. So unless you're getting them from your diet, and where do we get them in our diet? And hopefully this is a wake-up call for us to change our diets. Spinach, kale, green beans, peas, mustard greens, collard greens, the darker, the greener the foods we eat, the richer they are in lutein and zeaxanthin. Broccoli, things that are, green cruciferous vegetables are just wonderful. So, and again, most of our calories do not come from those foods. So once again, Americans get on average a little more than 1 milligram of lutein and zeaxanthin a day. In other words, you could basically double the lutein and zeaxanthin intake by taking one of my capsules a week. So this is a product more than double by taking 1 capsule a week, let alone if you take it every single day. So lutein and zeaxanthin are not something that's a drug or medicine that works on your eye. It doesn't make your vision better by working on your eye. It doesn't protect your eyes by sort of working on them. It works in them. They are the workings of your eye. So just before talking about calcium for your bones or talking about omega-3s for your brain, the very structure of the retina, the macular region of our eye, has to be rich in lutein and zeaxanthin. In fact, the macular region is macular for short. The Latin name defining that part of our eye is the macula lutea. And what macula lutea means is yellow spot. Lutein, again, yellow. So by its very definition, the macula lutea is yellow because your body knows if you deliver it lutein and zeaxanthin, it concentrates it there because it's essential to protecting that region of the eye. It's also essential for best focus, for quality vision. So it's not just about the long term. you get short-term benefits as well. You get immediate gratification as well with lutein and zeaxanthin. So it protects, it's designed to be there to protect your vision long-term, to protect the structures of your eye long-term, but also to support healthy vision in the short term. Also help us deal with those differences in intensity, where it's bright one moment, dark the next. Sometimes going outside when it's bright out could be blinding, or when the sun is setting, the sun is rising, it could be blinding. The ability of our retina to accommodate those changes, lutein and zeaxanthin is an integral part of that ability to accommodate those changes. Also night vision. We include ingredients for night vision, the anthocyanins that are necessary for night vision, bilberry extract. So this is a higher potency version of any eye formula I've made over the years. This truly is our most ultimate eye. So I've talked too long, but it's an incredible formula. It's a see the difference product. And again, it's something that if you're not getting it from our diet, most of us don't, that's when we experience consequences.
Well, absolutely. I mean, well said for sure. I know for myself, you say see a difference product because I've worked nights. I mean, in the last few years, everything changes, of course, and night vision, it was starting to be a real challenge for me. And certainly it's not a cure or treatment for anything, but I know Andrew would agree. He really takes God's gifts and gives them to us in a way that, you know, I think our body does appreciate that. And certainly in a year where, yes, we're Skyping, we're Zooming, we're on the cell phones. I mean, our little eyes, it's just a whole barrage of that artificial blue light. And this is a way I try to do my utmost best that you can do not only great support for your eyes, but do it in a price that is good only until 12.